freshest, you bitch.
You're gonna miss these days. One day, you're gonna look up and you're gonna miss these boring, mundane, monotonous days. The days where you do the same thing over and over and over again. And you take for granted that you're able to breathe without a respirator, or you're able to walk without any pain. You're able to spring out of bed. You're gonna miss these days. You're gonna miss the days where you and all your friends, you just hang out every day, and when you were a kid, and then all of a sudden that day ends. You're gonna miss those days when you were in college, when you and your friends were broke as fuck, and three of y'all would put $5 a piece together and order a pizza, and y'all niggas was just, eating your pizza and living life. Life was simple. You're gonna miss these days. You're gonna miss the days when you could just call your grandmother, call your dad, call your mom, drive by their house. You're gonna miss those days when you used to sit in your childhood room and just be bored as fuck, because you're gonna miss these days. One day, these days are gonna be over. Your childhood home is gonna get sold. Your grandmother is gonna pass away. Your grandfather is gonna pass away. Your mom and dad are gonna pass away. You're gonna miss these days. One day you're gonna wish that it was all so simple. It used to be. It used to be. You remember those days when you didn't have any bills? All you had to do was homework. You remember those days when you were in your 20s and you weren't married yet. You had no kids, and all you had was that little shoebox apartment. You moved to the brand new city. You didn't know anybody. You had your little shoebox apartment. You're going to miss those days, because one day you're going to get married, and maybe you might be unfortunate enough to marry the wrong person. And you marry somebody just because they gave you an ultimatum, or you marry somebody just because they're pregnant, and your life is going to be so complicated. Your mom's going to be sick. Your dad might be sick. You got to take care of them, and you're going to miss those days when you could just go to the park at 8:44 in the morning every single morning and drink your 7-Eleven coffee like I'm doing right now. I'm going to miss these days, because one day I'm not going to be able to do this. My life's going to get more complicated. I'm going to miss these days. And that's one thing I want to tell you this, is take advantage and really cherish the day, because one day all of this is going to be gone. Your life only gets more complicated the more you mature in life. It doesn't get easier. It gets more complicated, because you start to lose things. You start to lose people. And when you lose people, you start to realize, shit, my mortality. I miss my old neighborhood. I do. I miss the neighborhood I grew up in the Bay. When I go home now, it don't feel the same. If you're young, and I'm talking about young, teenager right now, you're 15, 16, 17. I know you can't wait to get out of the house and go to college and get out of your mom's house, because your mom's is tripping, dad is tripping. But one day you're going to miss those days. You're going to miss these days. You're going to miss those days where you could just go downstairs and give your mom a hug. You're going to miss those days when you and your dad would pick you up from school and tell you about his day, because one day that's going to be gone. You're going to miss those days when you're in your early 20s or your latter 20s, and none of you and all your friends, none of you guys are married, none of you guys have kids, and you would just go to Hollywood and go to the bar. You could just text your friend and say, hey, what are you doing? Nothing. Hey, let's go to happy hour. You had those drunken nights on Sunset. I miss those days sometimes. Not the drunken period, but just being around more people. At a certain point, your life becomes more complicated. It does. I miss the simplicity of people not being sick in my family. The simplicity of being able to drive back home to the Bay Area and go see my mom's parents and my dad's mom and see my aunts and my uncles and my mom's house. And I miss those days. One day, everything can change. And I'm gonna tell you, there's nothing worse than growing up and realizing that the simplicity of life, it just changes into something else. There's nothing wrong with looking back in the past. It's in the rear view. I'm in my car right now. Rear view, right? And there's nothing wrong with missing the past. But you always want to look forward, no matter what. Always look forward, no matter what. Always look forward. Create new memories. Create a new mundane present. Monotony's not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with having a routine, as long as you're productive. But I'm telling you this, cherish the day. Because one day, you're not going to be able to call your mom. You're not going to be able to call your dad. You're not going to be able to call your grandparents or your uncle or your aunt. You're not going to be able to call your best friend. You're not going to be able to go to hang out with your best friend because they moved. You're not going to be able to call that girl anymore that you used to call all the time. You're not going to be able to call that dude that you used to call all the time. Ladies, you're going to miss these days. I know these things are hard to hear, but these are just facts of life.
The world's freshest you.